Hi, nice to
Hi.
meet you. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Your video is sideways.
yeah. Let me
Oh,
introduce.
there you are.
Yeah, let me introduce myself. I'm Tiffany. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Vietnam. Yeah,
Tiffany, 19 years old from Vietnam.
yeah,
Great. It's nice to meet you.
yeah,
My name is Matthew. I'm 31 years old and I'm from America.
yeah.
hmm
So today I have a topic about. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement that telephones and email have made the communication between people and people less personal? So I want to discuss about with you about this topic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Good idea.
yeah. Let me represent my idea about this topic. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Despite of the fact that many people consider modern method of communicating like telephones and email have made communication between people and people less personal. But in my personal view, I think it's not true. I disagree with this statement. Yeah. Um, um, uh, that's because of two reasons. First and foremost, um, because the modern method, the technological method of communicating, um, it have made it more easier to communicate with other. Like whenever I want to contact with you, I can do it through telephones and email. So
hmm
actually I think these are methods actually help us to contact with each other more frequently because we do it easier, so we do it more frequently. For example, um, before I learned at university, I usually call my parents twice or three times a week. But when I live in a residential school and I don't have, I don't, I am not allowed to use telephone too much. I just can use it one times a week, so I just can contact with my parent one time a week. So
hmm
because I don't have their telephones, I don't have their internet to um, to use the email. So the time that I communicate with my parents uh, decrease. So I think that's a proof the effects of modern method of communicating um, to the communication between people. Yeah, and secondly, um, I think modern um, indirect communication help the shy people or to express them more effectively because before I was a kind of a shy person, so I I don't like to talk face to face with people. I rather
hmm
text or call them. So I feel it's easier for me to express my feelings, my idea, and sometimes I want to express something I don't want to talk directly with them. Like I want to show my mom that I love her, but I cannot say it in person. So um, I, I text her and I say thank you, and that's the way I express my love to my mother. Mm, so I think the technological method helped me to do this thing. So
Hmm.
with the two reasons I mentioned, I think that um, modern methods of communication like telephones and email mm, don't if don't make don't make their communication less personal, but it make it more personal. Yeah, that's my idea.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I think that is very well reasoned, and that's a good little essay. Yeah, I would give you a pretty good grade.
Yeah, thank you.
I liked your personal examples that made it very understandable. I understood your position and how you
Yeah.
feel. Yeah, you used reason and personal experience together, and that is good.
So do you?
I also think your grammar, your grammar and vocabulary, it's all quite good as well.
Yeah. So can you point?
I think you've been studying English
Yeah.
pretty hard. I think you're a motivated student.
Yeah. Thank you. So can you point out some my weakness? My weakness?
Grammatically, there were just a few tiny things. I think at the very end you used the word communication. It's a noun
Yeah.
and it's a general idea, so usually it does not have the article the in front of it. If we're
Yeah.
talking about communication in general, it's just communication, not the communication.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah. So I have more three more questions. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first question is, do you prefer email someone over having face-to-face conversation? Yeah. Let me answer it.
Okay.
So it depends on the situation. Um, if the person I want to contact is far away from me, or I just have a little time, so I will choose to send an emails to them. Yeah, but but if I have time and the person I want to contact with is available, I can go out and meet them and talk and have dinner. Um, so that's what I'll choose. Yeah, it depends
Hmm.
on the situation. Yeah, and the second
Yes.
question is, what do you think of when someone texts you rather than calling you? Yeah, and
Hmm.
um, to me, well, I think I'll be happier if someone call me than they text me because uh, in my personal experience, with the important people to me, I'll rather call them more than texting. And with my friends, many of my friends, I just text them. So I think with others is like that. So if they call me, I think that they consider me a more important person to them. So I like to be
Hmm.
called more than text. Yeah, yeah. And
Hmm.
the final
Yeah.
question is, what do you do more of, texting or calling? Yeah,
Hmm.
I text more than call actually. Because I just I text to my friends and I call my family. So I usually send messages to my friend on Facebook because um, it because it costs nothing for us to
Hmm.
send messages. And actually because the thing that I and my friends talk about is not important. It's just like gossiping, so it's not important, so I just use the message to expand the idea. With
Hmm.
my family, they are the more important like people to me. So as I said, I'll
Hmm.
rather call them, and but I just call them like one time a week. Yeah, and just for a few minutes actually. Yeah, yeah. That
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
all the questions I have. Yeah,
Okay. I like your answers. I share the same opinions. My thinking is similar.
yeah. So
I do also prefer face to face meeting somebody and talking versus texting. Yes.
yeah. So can I ask you the question so you can like discuss with me? Yeah. So,
Hmm.
well, what do you
Yes.
think of when someone texts you rather than calling you?
Texting is very common, so it's very normal. I don't think anything bad when somebody texts
Yeah.
me. Um, but if someone calls me, then if it is a friend or a family member, then if they want to have a conversation on phone, then I know that that's something important. It's less common. It's a much more intimate way of having a
Yeah.
conversation because you're really communicating in real time and you hear the person's voice. There's a lot of emotional information that gets communicated non-verbally, and it's easier to understand each other. A text message can easily be misunderstood. I've encountered this problem in my life at times. Uh, you can text something and you have a certain idea in your mind of what you mean. Then the other person interprets it differently, and it can cause a problem in the relationship. So actually talking on the phone is much better for any important relationship.
Yeah. So, who do you often call?
These days, not many people. Um, I'm currently staying in the same house as my mother. She is the person right now whom I would talk to the most face to face. And if we were living in different places, I would talk to her on the phone often.
Yeah. So,
And I sometimes talk with friends. I have friends who live in other countries, and I will sometimes do a voice call with them on social media, and I always enjoy those conversations. They're meaningful to me.
what do you do more of, texting or calling?
Texting much
Yeah.
more.
Why you like texting more than calling?
I don't like it more, but there are many people whom I have friendships with, but they're not very close. So we just chat about things, we chat about our lives or about other topics, but it's not a very close relationship. And so I mostly just text with these people. And then, even for somebody I do have a close relationship with, we still do a lot of texting because it can just be a convenient way to communicate some information. when we don't want to have a long conversation. It's just a little short conversation.
It's pretty like me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
So, do you have any comment comment for me?
Mm, I think that I imagine that you have a good English teacher.
Yeah. Actually,
Do you
yeah.
think so?
He's sitting next to me right now.
Hmm. Okay, good. Yeah, I think. What grade of school are you in?
Actually, we have a residential school, which just teach English. Yeah, I'm learning in here. Is
Okay,
we live. Yeah.
okay, okay. Does your school have teachers who are native speakers of
No,
English?
but my teacher is really good at English. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Um. So, do you ever been to Vietnam?
Have I ever
Yeah.
been to Vietnam? No, I have not gone. No. I would like to visit
Yeah.
sometime. I've I've met a few Vietnamese people in America. They say nice things
Yeah.
about the country. I actually I have been to China. I was in a province of China that borders
Yeah.
Vietnam. So it's the same region of the
Yeah.
world. Imagine I believe the culture between Vietnam and that part of China are a little
Yeah.
similar,
I think so.
but I'm sure there's some differences too. I would be interested in seeing it.
Yeah. People always say that food in Vietnam is really good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I hear there are also nice beaches along the coast.
Yes.
I think your education will prepare you if you want to do any type of work where you have to use English daily. You'll be well prepared for it.
Yeah.
Also, I know that now you live in Vietnam and you interact with Vietnamese people, but if ever at some point you are in a place where there are many native English speakers around you, you'll find that as you practice speaking with them, your spoken English will become very good and your pronunciation will become more like theirs. You have an accent and it's okay. Your accent sounds okay. It's not bad, but you'll find that you'll be able to improve your pronunciation in a way that will help if you want to do any kind of business or something with native English speakers, and I think your speaking will
Yeah.
become very sharp.
So thank you for attending with me today.
Thank you for calling in. This was an
Yeah.
interesting discussion.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
appreciate
Bye
it.
bye. Yeah.
Okay, bye bye.